Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Going the Distance. This is episode 30. Can you believe we've done 30 episodes? I can't, but it's been a great ride. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I want to welcome the new members who are just joining us for the first time, and I want to welcome back the members that have been joining us from the beginning. So we don't have that much to get into today, but some of the stuff I think is going to be good. I've got some NBA news. I've got a update from last week with the Jayson Taytum contract. I've got some football news, and we've got some NASCAR to cover. So let's jump into it. So first, if you guys have been following the show, a couple weeks ago, I reported that Raptors player Joe Trey Porter, I'm not sure if I said the first name right, had been banned from the NBA for betting on the games. Well, it was reported this week that he's now has federal charges filed against him for the betting. So this is serious stuff, y'all. This is why you don't bet, and especially on sports, because this has gotten him in a lot of trouble. So I'll keep you guys updated on this story, and whatever charges come to light with him, however many charges and how the outcome is, I'll let you guys know. So, as I was saying earlier, I had some Jayson Tatum update, and last week I told you Jayson Tatum signed a 5-year deal with the Celtics, and I told you that most of the players from the championship team had re-signed. And I didn't know all the players and what their contracts were and everything, but I have it today. So we have Holiday, who signed a 4-year, $135 million deal. We have Derek White signing a 4-year, $126 million deal. Jaylen Brown, 5 years, $304 million. Jayson Tatum, 5 years, $315 million. And we have Pozikson, I'm not sure if I said that last name right, is 2 years, $60 million. Now, all those were big players in for the championship team last year. You know, Tatum was big, Brown did big, Pozikson was good. So could we see another championship run? Could we see a back-to-back champion, NBA champion? That'd be great. I'd love to see Boston do that. I would love it, because I think Boston has been has had the teams, but they just couldn't make it over the mark. Well, now they've actually got the team, and they've got the coach, and they've got all the players. I mean, they won a championship. So this could be the start of many championships to come. So keep an eye on the Celtics this next year. I think they're going to be really good. Kind of got some sad news to report that we had a Vikings rookie cornerback, Kaylee Jackson, passed away in a car accident at the age of 24 on July 5th. Now, he was in a car with his high school friends, and car they had a head-on collision, and he died, and I believe I saw the people that he was with passed away too. So my thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends and the whole Vikings organization, because you can't, I mean, he never had a chance to play. He was drafted and never had a chance to play. So now they have to fill that position. So again, my thoughts and prayers go out to his family and friends and teammates. And it's just a sad loss. moving to college basketball now. As I reported several weeks ago, Dan Hurley, who's the UConn head coach, turned down an offer for the LA Lakers to move from college to the NBA. And we see that all the time in football, them moving from college ranks to NFL. Look at Jim Harbaugh. He went from Michigan to the Chargers, and before he did that, he moved from Stanford to the 49ers. Well, as y'all know, Dan Hurley, and I reported, he turned down that offer for the Lakers because he wanted to stay at UConn. Well, he signed a 6-year, $50 million extension through 2029 and 2030 with UConn to remain their head coach, which I think is a good idea because he had great success, won championships with UConn, and I think if you win championships and you have that championship team, why do you want to make the jump? Because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, they say, right? It's not broken, UConn. Don't fix it. Why do you want to go to a broken team like the Lakers? So congratulations, Dan. I truly believe that this was the right move. And I can't wait to see what UConn has in store this next season. Hopefully y'all can make it to the championship game again and more to come. So that was all for basketball news and all. Now we're going to move into some NASCAR news. So it was reported that Hendrick Motorsports dropped their sponsor, Hooters, for non-payment. Now, Hooters was a sponsor for Chase Elliott. And you could watch the race and see that he would have the Hooters car. And they would do specials. If Chase won the race, you could get free wings or something. Or if he finished in the top 5, get a free entree or a half-off entree or something like that. Well, now that's not going to happen because they couldn't pay the bill, and they are now dropped as a sponsor for Hendrick. Now, that doesn't mean that they can show up somewhere else. They very easily could show up somewhere else as a sponsor for another car. But Hendrick doesn't have them right now. So now, yeah, Chase has more sponsors, but now he's got to have another one to replace Hooters. So where do they go? Do they just not sponsor a NASCAR car anymore? I don't know. We'll see. This morning, it was reported that Spire Motorsports has signed Rodney Childress to a multi-year deal to be Corey LaJoie's crew chief in 2025. Now, Rodney Childress had been around. He's been a crew chief for several big drivers, and didn't really hear anything from him for a while. Well, now he's back in he's back doing his crew chief, and next year he'll be Corey LaJoie, who is from North Carolina, actually from Concord, North Carolina. So let's see, does the addition of Rodney Childress push Corey LaJoie to the status of maybe being a contender? Because he's kind of just been hovering in the background, not really doing much of anything, just kind of, hovers between positions 20 and 43. Yeah, he's done some stuff. I've seen him high up, but that's when all the other leaders have pitted. So, I'm excited to see, does this Rodney Childress edition next year push him? I sure hope so. Because nothing I like more than to see a local boy or local bands, anybody local, get, what they deserve and get the credit they deserve and get just the success. So now we're going to talk about the results from the race on Sunday. Now they raced a road course in Chicago, and this road course wasn't your traditional road course. This was road/street course, because if you don't know about NASCAR and all that, when they do road courses, they change the racetrack into a road course. And with all the twists and turns, and there's some, like in Charlotte, they do the roval, so they block off a certain point so the cars do a road course. And then there's some racetracks where they build them as road courses. Well, Chicago did something a little bit different. And they actually raced on the streets of Chicago. So they shut down the streets and put barriers along several streets. There were 12 turns in it, and raced along the streets of Chicago. And it rained, so they had a rain delay. So it was a little bit later when the race was finished. But Alex Bowman won the race. Tyler Reddick came in second. Ty Gibbs came in third. Hand, don't know his first name, but Hand finished fourth. And Michael McDowell finished fifth. Now, Michael McDowell's been somebody who's kind of been hovering along this top tier for a while. And, like I said last week, I think they're trying to make him a contender. And he's won some races and has that, has the sponsors behind him, but, who knows? Chase Elliott finished 14th, and Kyle Larson, who actually had the pole, finished 38th. Now, he finished 38th because, and he had been, doing really good. He had been in the top 10 most of the day. But as every road course happens, he, and with it being wet, he ran into the tire wall, the tire barricade, and that's where they stack the tires up. So when you hit the wall, it's not so hard and so violent when they hit, and the cars don't get that messed up. But he ran into the tire barrier, which was scary because he dove right into it. Like, he didn't calculate the turn right, and it was hard for him to get out of the tire barrier. He got out, he was fine, but I mean, it's just scary to see. So that was all for sports news, y'all. We're going to move into what we're listening to and what song we're listening to. And who we're listening to this week are the Gin Blossoms. They formed in 1987 and disbanded in 97. Now, I've always been a huge fan of the Gin Blossoms. People that know me know that I'm a huge fan of 90s music in general. And it was kind of a shock because they were real successful in the 90s and have that real 90s sound to them. Just real upbeat and real, happy. They formed in Tempe, Arizona. They actually reformed in 2001. So, I guess they just missed being around with each other. And, it did take them a long time. It took them 5 years to reform. They've had 6 studio albums. They've had 2 live albums and 2 greatest hits. And one of the greatest hits was, one of those The Essential Gin Blossoms. Something you'd see at Walmart. So it's like something Walmart put together. But it's still, still something. It's still a greatest hits. And to tell you guys, I'm actually privileged to go see them this Saturday. They're playing a concert locally, and I'm going to be there to watch them Saturday night. So I'll either Saturday night or Sunday do a video telling you guys about how the concert was, the songs they sang, their opening act, all that type of stuff. So this week's what song we're listening to is going to be a little different because I want you guys to listen to the whole album of the New Miserable Experience. And I know that's not an upbeat sounding album, but it's a really good album. It's, I believe, their second album, and it's really good. It's got songs like "Hey Jealousy," "Allison Road," "Found Out About You," just some really good songs on it. Some really good, uplifting, happy. You can even dance to them because they just put you in that type of mood. So, as for motivation this week, I heard this quote this week, and it really hit home with me because it's something that we've talked about in the past, and I just I didn't really know how to put it into words when I say, treat others the way you want to be treated. And like I said a few weeks ago, one of my favorite quotes is, God gives his strongest storms to his strongest warriors. So this quote I saw this week really, takes that quote to another level. And that is, at your highest moments, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you. So when you're successful, when you're feeling good, when you're in a good headspace, when you're not, overthinking everything, when everything's going good, the car's running good, the job's going good, life is just good. That's when the devil looks at you and goes, I'm going to come after you, and I'm going to tempt you, and I'm going to take you off that path of your straight path. I'm going to sway you a little bit. But I'm here to tell you, don't get swayed by the devil, because the devil is a liar, and he'll do anything to sway you in his direction. And with the way this world is going now, that's everywhere, and it's there to sway. So read this book, because this has all the answers to it, and this is your shield right here, so the devil can't come for you. So stay strong, stay vigilant, keep your eye on the prize, and just know that better things are to come. So when the devil does come at you, you've got your protection right here. Right here is your protection. And it tells you everything you need to know. This is your roadmap for life right here. So stay strong. Stay on the right track, y'all. I hope everybody had a good 4th. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. If you liked the show, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts on the channel, and comment thoughts that maybe I didn't, comment ideas for the show. And share the video with your friends and family. Share the channel with your friends and family, because that really helps me. So I want to thank you guys for going the distance with me this week. I hope everybody has a good rest of the week, has a good weekend, and God bless y'all.